What's up, movie lovers? I'm Mike, and this is Gotta Love Them Movies. You guys, welcome back to Gotta Love Them Movies, your daily dose of movie news. I'm your host, Mr. Mike Brown. I'm here all the time. And today is the day after the biggest football game of the season, the Super Bowl. Yeah, if you ask, did I watch the Super Bowl? I did. And, here's the thing, you guys. If I only have to watch one football game a year, I'm kind of okay with that. It's been so long since I've watched football. I'm not a huge fan. Like, I don't know if anybody knows me. You guys know I'm not a huge fan of sports. But, yeah, I sat down and watched the Super Bowl. My better half, Kim, she wanted to check out the commercials and kind of, like, see how it was affecting her business and, like, live tweeting and this and that and the other. And so, yeah, we just sat down and watched the Super Bowl together. She made this incredible buffalo chicken. Oh man, it was paleo, and I didn't even know it was paleo. It was completely delicious. It was paleo except for one thing. There was like spaghetti squash and buffalo. It was a homemade buffalo chicken. It wasn't like buffalo sauce you get from the corner store. It was legit, like made at home buffalo sauce. It was so good. Carrots and mushrooms and I think some tomatoes were in there. Oh, it was so good. And then we put potato chips on top. We crumbled potato chips. Oh man, it was so good. I ate it all. I gobbled it up last night. It was so good. I just want some more. But if I can't have more of that, ladies and gentlemen, I am glad to bring you more of Mr. Carter Ford O'Brien. Oh, I did it again. It's Carter
again.
O'Brien.
The name's right there.
Man, this is. I feel like this is, and I try. I'm so sorry. I try.
Like, I think my real name has a better ring
Carter
to it.
O'Brien
like,
Ford.
I don't, like...
Well, I think
Carter
where my
Ford.
brain goes is that it's more symmetrical if you have two syllables, Carter, and then Ford, one syllable, and then O'Brien, and with the big three-syllable finish. You know? That's where my brain goes. Carter Ford O'Brien, as opposed to Carter. I just did it again. Carter O'Brien Ford.
You can't even do it.
You know, in terms of announcing, it has a better ring to it, at least in my ear. So, sir, what have you been up to? How have you been? Reacquaint me with what's going on in your life.
Not much. Yeah, I've just been working. I've been working on some solo shows. I've been in this class with some other solo show creators that are trying to take our solo shows to Fringe, so that's really cool. And yeah, I'm just writing and looking towards the future. I didn't know it was the Super Bowl yesterday, which just kind of goes to, what's important to me. Yeah, I remember I was walking home from work and I went to go grab a six-pack real quick to just, end the night, and the Super Bowl was playing. And I was like, oh, it's the Super Bowl. And the guy was like, you didn't know it was the Super Bowl? And I was like, dude, like 4 or 5 years ago, I asked a girl out on a date on a Sunday. And when we went out, it was the Super Bowl. And she was from New England and I was from Philadelphia. And it was the Patriots versus the Eagles, and I still had no idea. Like, that's how...
That's a great story.
Oh, man, it was a bad day.
Well, as much as I would love to get into all of our failed relationships, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't done so already, head over to YouTube and type in Gotta Love Them Movies in the top right-hand corner of the screen. You're going to see a little red rectangle that says subscribe. Go ahead and click on that button. What clicking on that button does, it helps us to widen our subscriber base. And with the more subscribers we get, the more watch content the channel earns, and I very much appreciate your help and support in that matter, so I can get to make this show my full-time job. And of course, as soon as we hit 1,000 subscribers, the live portion of the show will move from Facebook to YouTube, so just something to keep on your radar there. And as always, if you want to get a comment or a question on the show, all you have to do is send me an email at gottalovethemmovies@gmail.com, and we'll put, as long as it's family friendly, it's not too crazy, we'll get your comment or question on the show, asking like anything about like movies or television shows, anything like that. Send me an email, and we'll make it a main topic of the show. All right, guys, with all that down, now it's time to go in and take a little bit of movie news.
What?
All right, you guys. Let's go ahead and open up. And our first thing we're going to talk about, we're talking about the Super Bowl. Yesterday was the Super Bowl. And as we all know, I am the biggest sports nut. Nope, not even close. We're talking about the ads. That's right. All of the commercials. There were a lot of interesting commercials. And like, this is a strange year for Super Bowl commercial ads, right? We're living in a pandemic. First of all, it's kind of strange to me to have a Super Bowl. I say a Super Bowl. I mean, like the Super Bowl. It's strange to have the Super Bowl during a pandemic, right? Because I think it was, they limited the crowd space, the fan space. The stadium was only like a third full, and the other 2/3 were filled with cardboard cutouts of other people who I think paid like $100 just to have a cardboard cutout of them there, and like proceeds went to benefit something, I don't know. But so that was odd, just seeing like players wearing the masks but not wearing the masks, and it was just like this whole like, pick a lane. Are you going to do it or are you going to not? I don't know. But then like, even when we get down to the ad space, right? The ads this year were kind of all over the place. There were a few ads that you would, expect to see. There was a lot of like at-home food delivery ads like DoorDash and Uber Eats. There were other commercial, obviously like Cheetos type commercials and, Doritos and, car ads, Jeep. But then there were other ads like Scott's Farm and Garden Supplies, or a tool, like a tool that like shaves your head. I think it was called like Head Shave or something like that. Very odd commercials made it into the Super Bowl this year, and that's what it was. So Carter, I know you haven't watched the Super Bowl, but did you sit down and watch any of the commercial ads that played during the Super Bowl?
I watched some of them, yeah. Well, actually, when I was at the place, picking up a 6-pack, I was talking to my buddy who's the bartender. When I was looking up, I saw one of the strangest ads with is it Michael B. Brown?
Michael
no,
B.
what's
Jordan.
His middle initial? Michael B. Jordan, yeah, Brown, yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is arousing. Like, it was weird. Like, it was just a weird commercial. And it was about Alexa, right? Yeah, like that's what it was supposed to be. But I mean, that was pretty much all I saw. But what the funny thing is when I got home, after like a 11-hour day at work, I was on Instagram and I started seeing all these pictures of Timothée Chalamet as Edward Scissorhand, and I kid you not, I was like, man, this fan art is good. And then I looked at some more, and I was like, oh, maybe this is just his Halloween costume. And then it wasn't until you sent me that link that I went, oh, this makes sense.
Yeah.
And then I watched that whole commercial, and that was good.
That particular ad, I mean, it was written and directed by Tim Burton himself. He signed off on the whole thing. So, I mean, and that's an interesting thing is that, Tim Burton and David Fincher were some of the brainchilds behind some of these commercials. Obviously many others, but, they were some of the most prominent, high-ranking names on the list behind the camera. I thought that was really interesting. So what I kind of want to do is let's jump in here for a second and tackle these commercials maybe one by one. Now, this particular website doesn't have all the commercials listed, but it has some of the more interesting ones. Amy Schumer playing the Hellmann's Mayonnaise fairy god mayo, I think is what they refer to it as. The fairy god mayo. What an odd concept. Carter, did you see the Fairy God Mayo commercial?
No, I was trying to look at my time, and I read the
Yeah,
description of it, and I went,
skip it.
I'm okay.
It's a strange one. Next we jump into Bruce Springsteen, the boss. He was kind of the voice. And when I saw this airing on TV last night, I looked at it and thought, is that Bruce Springsteen? Man, it looks like Bruce Springsteen. Kind of sounds like his voice. But then I thought about the context of the commercial. This whole commercial was about like bringing America together, acknowledging the past 4 years and how like divided we've been. Doesn't matter what side of the coin you happen to land on. I think it's pretty fair to say that we've been polar opposites, or rather we've been aware of our polar oppositeness for the past 4 years. And so this particular commercial is trying to bridge that gap and try to find a way. But, as a commentator on Good Morning America this morning said about this commercial, when you're trying to represent what is America, there's nobody in this ad. There's Bruce Springsteen, and that's it. Everything else is just images of like mountains or cars or, folded up restaurants or, crossroads in the middle of America or bridges. There's obviously, American flags. It's talking about unity and like reuniting. I think they refer to it as the reunited States of America, which I guess is kind of cool. But at the same time, like, we don't have a clear image as to what America is right now. Carter, whether you saw this or not, like, what are your thoughts on having a commercial such as this? And like, do you think that is the kind of message that landed?
No, I watched it, and I like Bruce Springsteen. I mean, I love Bruce Springsteen, but I don't know. I mean, I was just listening to it, and like I already knew from the thumbnail that it was Jeep, but still, by the end of it, it was like one of those commercials that you watch where at the end of it it says who paid for the commercial, and you're like, well, that's weird. And I still felt that, and I don't do. I was just like, oh, it's nice to hear his voice.
Well, that's a problem with a lot of commercials, though, is that they're advertising their thing without integrating the product into the cleverness of the commercial. Yeah. I don't know. It's hard to get a handle on it. Let's jump on down a little bit further. What else do we have here? You were talking about the Timothée Chalamet, Edward Scissorhands, with shoot, I can't think of her name. Winona Ryder. Thank you.
Winona Ryder.
reprising her role, but not maybe. Presumably, this is the love child of her and Edward Scissorhands, who is now. What was his name? Like Eddie Scissorhands or something like that?
The kid, yeah, I think it wasn't Eddie, but it was something like it was Eduardo or it was very close, but it wasn't
Scissorhands, something like that. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It was, as you said, like it was visually interesting, and you're like, oh, that's okay, that's pretty cool.
I think it was Edwin because it was very close.
Yeah,
that's all.
Edwin Scissorhands.
Yeah, something like that.
Matthew McConaughey just had like this really flat image of himself, but like animated. Oh, it didn't work for me. I didn't like that. How about you?
I did not like it, and you don't need to shoot to me because I just didn't like it.
Well, this is the one commercial that I didn't watch actually. Will Ferrell, Kenan Thompson, Aquafina doing a GM commercial, but didn't they like go to Norway or something to film? Did you watch this one?
I did not.
All right, well,
no.
We'll skip it. Sorry, everybody. If you want a review on it, too bad. All right, this is one of the commercials that made 0 sense to me. Scott, like the Scott's company in Miracle Grow, they had all of these celebrities in this commercial. It was celebrity jam packed. They're all kind of like standing around doing like lawn care kind of stuff. And for a Super Bowl ad, this was out of left. This was so strange. Carter, thoughts?
I did not watch it, but I like
so
your description.
Weird. It's just weird. Okay. Moving on. What else? This one I actually kind of liked. John Cena doing they're advertising Mountain Dew melon flavored Mountain Dew, watermelon flavored Mountain Dew, which I'm actually kind of interested in, like just on its own merits. Watermelon flavored Mountain Dew, I think, could be completely delicious. And this particular ad, the idea of it I really like, but the construction of the commercial itself, it didn't give my brain enough time to process what was happening. So they're driving in a car. John Cena says, hey, if you can count how many bottles we release out of the trunk of the car, then you'll tweet the number of bottles you see in this ad. You might win some kind of a prize. And then the camera cuts really quickly to all these bottles falling out of the back of the trunk of the car. So I get it. And then, they have like the little Twitter address and the hashtag and whatever. Okay, cool. But I didn't know that that's what was coming. So I had no heads up that like, oh, I need to get on my phone and like, cause I need to be about to tweet something, right? And if you're watching it live, you have no way of rewinding it unless you have like live TV or, something like that. Did you see this? I thought it was a clever idea. I thought it was a clever commercial. But I would have liked a little bit more prep time because I wanted to jump in. I wanted to be part of the thing. And then, by the time I actually figured out what they were asking of me, the moment was gone. It was too late. I know 1,000 other people had already responded.
No, I mean, I heard about the hype online last night, but also, yet again, similar to the Timothy Chalamet thing, I was just kind of confused. And I often, as soon as I get confused with social media trends, I go,
Fair.
Yeah, people like it.
Fair. Tracy Morgan doing Rocket Mortgage Loans. Again, like, you're watching the Super Bowl. Why do I want to watch ads on how to refinance my home? Just saying. Not the kind of thing that sparks a lot of interest around here. Which is this Michelob Ultra? I don't remember this. Peyton Manning. I don't know. It's not ringing a bell. How about you?
I have no
cool.
idea.
There was another Michelob ad with Don Cheadle where they had all of these celebrity impersonators, and Don Cheadle was the only actual celebrity in the commercial. I thought that was kind of clever, but again, the product is being buried within the premise of this thing. Carter, I'm just going to scroll through. If you have anything else to add, you jump in.
I actually saw that one, and I thought it was good, but yet again, I agree with you. It's one of those things where it was just like, oh, okay, I'll buy that now. Thanks for the good,
right?
Thanks for some funny content.
It's kind of funny because you're watching it and you're thinking like, oh wait, is that Nicki Minaj? It looks like Nicki Minaj. Or oh, is that John Travolta? It kind of looks like John Travolta. So it was definitely one of those ads that if you're watching the Super Bowl to watch the commercials, which a lot of people are, it'll hit you and you'll be like, wait a second, something's off here. And I liked that, but like I said, the integration. I need to, like, there was a Sesame Street ad, or rather, it was a DoorDash ad, and the whole thing was this big, huge musical number with one of the dudes from Hamilton, I can't remember his name, and Big Bird, and like all of the entire cast from Sesame Street, and they're doing this big, huge musical number. It was awesome, but then at the very end, they say, brought to you by DoorDash. Please use DoorDash. Something, 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 DoorDash. I'm like, what? I don't. How is this correlated? How is this related? It didn't make a lot of sense to me. Anyway, so there was that. Dolly Parton doing Squarespace. That kind of made sense. Like they reworked the lyrics from a 9 to 5. Now it's 5 to 9, and whatever. Blah blah blah. Here was the David Fincher Anheuser-Busch commercial, which, I don't know, it was a little bit more generic. Not a lot popped out to me about it. It was fine. Cedric the Entertainer, Post Malone, Bud Light commercial. There was a lot of other celebrities in this, a lot of other cameos. Do you remember the slogan, I love you, man, when it comes to Bud Light, like back from the 90s? I love you, man, Bud Light. Well, they kind of reversed this, where they say, I loved you, man. It was weird. It didn't, I don't know, too long. Didn't work for me. Dana Carvey, Mike Myers doing Uber Eats. I thought that Cardi B was. I like the commercial and I like what they're doing. And there's two things about this particular ad. One, Mike Myers has lost his edge as a comedian. Not just his edge. That's not what I mean to say. Mike Myers has lost his snappiness as a comedian. Dana Carvey, I think, still kind of has it, but he also plays second fiddle to Wayne Campbell, essentially. And the inclusion of Cardi B in this particular ad, I don't think she was the right celebrity cameo to have in this ad. I was thinking about it, and I understand that Beyonce is maybe a little bit more expensive than Cardi B. However, there is a precedent there before. Like Beyonce was in the third Austin Powers movie with Mike Myers. So I feel like there could have been like a really interesting fourth wall breaking joke there of, hey, of course we would never have a gratuitous celebrity cameo show up. Ba-ding! And then there's Beyonce. And, you could have her just kind of like doing her nails or whatever and say like, oh, this is Wayne's World? Oh, I totally thought this was going to be Austin Powers kind of thing. Like there's another joke there. I don't know. I didn't see Cardi B working very well in this particular ad. Carter, what are your thoughts?
I don't know. I mean, in all honesty, Cardi B is way more famous than I ever thought she was, especially amongst like a certain a certain crowd and a certain generation. I find a lot of people younger than me don't really know Beyonce for being an actress at all, and know that Lemonade was dope, but in all reality, think Cardi B's better. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's the demographic thing. You know what I'm saying? But I do think I would have very much enjoyed a joke that was, based around based around Austin Powers.
Yeah, that's just kind of where I was feeling. But I mean, again, it ultimately doesn't matter. Michael B. Jordan in the Amazon. All right, so this is kind of what you were alluding to earlier. Like there was this hypersexualized Michael B. Jordan, but like in a way that was. Yeah, it was kind of gratuitous, but it was also like fun. It was very tongue in cheek. The whole idea is that Michael B. Jordan himself, the physical human, is a replacement for your Amazon Alexa box or whatever. So whenever you say, "Hey Alexa, play Smashing Pumpkins" or whatever, it would be Michael B. Jordan, the human being standing there. His eyes turn blue as, Alexa's, little disc turns blue and starts revolving. And he responds as Alexa, and it was really funny. I thought it was a clever ad. Definitely interesting, and I like the way that they integrate the product into the concept of the commercial. But yeah, Carter, you saw this. You told us how turned on you got. What other thoughts you have about the ad?
Do the same thought. No, I don't know. I thought I saw two different ones because there was more than one, right? Because the one. I like the one where it was just like the woman looking out the window with Michael B. Jordan, but then there was like one with a jealous husband that I thought added to the humor, but also like I watched one of them on mute, so that's important for what I took away from it.
Great, I'm so glad we have you on the show today because you're adding so much. All right. I will be honest. This ad started playing a few times with the Doritos and all the other celebrities, and I just kind of turned it off because this does not appeal to me. Lenny Kravitz, Stella Artois. Did not watch it. I was not aware of that. Okay, Paramount Plus. We're gonna move. Let me come back to Paramount Plus. I'll talk about that in a second. Jason Alexander Tide commercial, the Jason Alexander hoodie. This is probably my favorite commercial of the night. The whole concept is that there's this kid who has a hoodie with Jason Alexander's face on it, and the cleanliness of the hoodie is represented with the expression being offered by Jason Alexander's face. So if it's a clean hoodie, he's smiling. If it's a dirty hoodie, he's kind of like, and if it's a really dirty hoodie, he's like, like, what are you doing? Why, I should not be dirty, right? I thought it was a really fun ad, a really clever thing. And as soon as this ad played, I said immediately to Kim, this is going to be the new product everyone's going to want to buy. So, of course, I looked it up online. It's not for sale. However, there is a giveaway happening right now from Tide for you to win this hoodie that's in the commercial. You can win that hoodie from the commercial. There's a whole thing online about it. I thought it was really funny. It's just really silly. Anyway, Carter, did you see this one?
I did not, but I'm very happy for the moment that somebody wins the hoodie and gets upset that it doesn't start frowning.
One of the other things that I loved about the ad was that they underscored the whole ad with that song from the classic Seinfeld episode. And of course, I don't know the words to the original version. I only know the Seinfeld version, which is, "Believe it or not, George isn't at home. Please leave a message at the beep." Yeah, I loved it. I thought it was really clever. I can't wait to win that hoodie. Will you be participating?
Where could I be? No, I'm just kidding. I probably not. But actually, how long is it going on? I mean, if it's going on for a couple days, I might go
that I'm not sure. I'll have to look it up and let you guys know which of us will be battling. Like, for heaven's sakes, I'm sure if you go on like an Etsy store or something, like, there will be an official retailer by the end of the week who will be providing this. All right, I want to jump right back up to the Paramount Plus for a second. I skipped that particular ad because if you were watching the Super Bowl, you would have noticed that CBS All Access, Paramount Plus, The Equalizer, like, shows and services provided by Paramount, the Paramount company, including CBS and a lot of CBS shows, they were very prominently being featured. Clarice was another one. There was a lot of CBS branded content and Paramount branded content being promoted during the Super Bowl. And I took note of this very specifically, like a lot of Star Trek type stuff as well, right? If you look in this particular ad, you see two familiar faces, of which we're going to talk about in just a second. But before, I understand this is an awkward segue. I'm going to end the segment and then start a brand new segment, but it will make sense in a second. So let me end this segment by saying, you guys, did you see the Super Bowl ads being played during the Super Bowl? Did you watch them afterwards? What did you think of them? I know there were a few that I left out. There was like the Cheetos one with Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher. There were a few others, but what were your favorites? What were your least favorites? What did you like? What did you not like? Jump on down to the comment section below and let me know your thoughts. Okay, so that being prefaced, let me lead in to say, during the Super Bowl, Paramount Plus was really heavily being pushed. Obviously, like, it's CBS is presenting the Super Bowl, so they're going to promote a lot of their own content, right? I get it. Cool. Something that I noticed in every single Paramount Plus ad, they featured Beavis and Butthead. Whether they had speaking roles or whether it was just kind of like a reaction of them going, they were very prominently being featured. To which I turned to Kim and I said, hang on a second. Beavis and Butthead is not that big of a draw to a streaming service. I understand, like, CBS All Access is being rebranded to Paramount Plus, and Paramount Plus wants to get the word out, and they want people to subscribe to their streaming service, rightfully so, and they're going to do everything that they can to try and get people interested. Well, as I kept watching this and seeing how prominently Beavis and Butthead were being featured, I thought Beavis and Butthead are not that big a draw to a streaming service. If you're talking about catalog library content, people are not going to sign up for Paramount Plus just for Beavis and Butthead. Why are they being so prominently featured? Are they getting their own show? So I looked it up, and guess what? Yeah, this is not a particularly new article. This particular article from Variety was published back in June or July of last year. So like 6 months ago. This news is like 6 months old. However, what is interesting to me is the prominence of Beavis and Butthead being featured in their ads for Paramount Plus. There is a 2-season. I guess Paramount has commissioned Mike Judge for a 2-season arc, or at least 2 seasons worth of a brand new Beavis and Butthead show, coming hot off the heels of nothing recent that Mike Judge has done. But for whatever reason, I guess we're clamoring, for a new Beavis and Butthead series. Carter, this kind of strikes me as a very odd choice. Why do you think that we'd be getting Beavis and Butthead on Paramount Plus is kind of like a new series as a draw to the streaming service?
I think every streaming service is trying to get that, that revamp of some cartoon from the 80s, 90s, or early 2000s to get that demographic back. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, Hulu with Animaniacs, and I don't think Netflix is trying to get people back, but I mean, already with revamping Avatar: The Last Airbender, I know people who didn't have Netflix who were like, well, I might just get it because, they want to see that. Even though I'm like, are you sure? But no, I don't know. I like Beavis and Butthead growing up, and yeah, I hope it's good. I don't know if I'll get it. I might, see if some friends want to watch it together. But yeah, I think that's just what it is. There are different demographics that each service keeps seeing that they're missing, and then that's when they focus on what they need to revamp or what they need to create. But they can't create something and it have traction because the people aren't going to buy the service.
No.
So it has to be
something. Yeah, I agree. It's that catalog library that, I think The Office right now, it's just been reported The Office is the highest watched library content on streaming anything anywhere. More people are watching The Office now than any other show, period. That's not an opinion, that's a fact. Whether you like The Office or don't like The Office, that's not the issue here. But I that was the question running through my mind last night when I kept seeing Beavis and Butthead pop up so much throughout these ads. Now, I'm a fan of Beavis and Butthead to a certain extent. I can take them in small doses, and I tend to think that maybe most people would. There's maybe a smaller demographic of people that would want to sit down and binge everything. I was one of those people that wanted to sit down and binge Animaniacs, so I can definitely see how this would be a draw. It leaves me with kind of a question mark.
Yeah, I don't know how to feel about it. I have no interest in getting Paramount Plus, but I think that's just because I still have online cable and I can watch a lot of stuff on demand. But who knows what I feel like on demand is going to disappear soon. So everyone just is going to need to either have or share, even though you're not allowed to do that, have or share every single streaming service, which is going to be a
question
weird
is
day.
for you guys, what do you think of a Beavis and Butthead reboot? Like I said, this is not brand new breaking news, but in light of everything being pushed by the Super Bowl, in some ways, it kind of is. Are you looking forward to a new Beavis and Butthead show? Did you like the original? Are you over it? Jump on down to the comment section below and let me know your thoughts. All right, guys, speaking of Super Bowl ads, another Super Bowl ad that dropped last night along with a full trailer online was Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And I was a little underwhelmed by this trailer, by the online ads, by the trailer. I feel like the job of a trailer is to, not a teaser, but like the official trailer, is to tell you what is the show about? What can we expect to see from the show? Like obviously who are the main characters, and we've already known who the main characters were going to be for quite some time. We don't want secrets of the show to be revealed, but we do want to know, like, why should I watch this show? And I mean, yeah, there were some funny comedic moments, especially at the end of the trailer where, you know, the two of them are kind of in therapy with each other, and they start having a staring contest with each other. Who's gonna blink first, right? That was a fun moment. That was a really funny moment. Other moments when Winter Soldier gets thrown off the truck and he's kind of like clinging onto the bottom of the truck for dear life, and Falcon swoops up right next to him and says, "Boy, you really got your butt handed to you, didn't you?" And he's like, "Yeah, shut up," right? And you know, we got to see Agent Carter. Agent 13, Sharon Carter, she was kicking some hardcore butt in that in the trailer as well. Like, that was really fun and really cool to see. But in terms of, like, what is the story? What's the entry point? What is the show about? I really have no idea what this is about. I didn't think it was a very good trailer in that regard. I mean, it was fun, it was high octane. It looks incredible. This trailer looks incredible. But with the exception of Agent 13, Sharon Carter, and Zemo's mask, Baron Zemo holding his mask, like that, the classic purple striped mask that we've seen from the comics, those two things aside, I mean, we haven't really seen anything new in this full trailer that we haven't seen in some of the teasers or like the 30-second TV spots before. So I don't know, Carter, like I know you watched the trailer multiple times. Am I wrong in this assumption, or like where do you stand with the merits of this trailer?
I mean, for the I do disagree with you. I mean, that's all I can really say. I very much enjoyed the trailer. I watched it a few times. What I really liked about it was, what I don't find in a lot of, or what I haven't found in a lot of new shows, is that kind of, what's the word? It's like this kind of duality of two characters that, you know, somebody relates with. And specifically, I think in the trailer you saw their duality of charisma, their this fighting that they kind of have over their own testosterone. And in reality, at the end of it, I was like, I just want to watch this show to see how it explores these two people butting heads ultimately until they meet, whoever that was running on the football
Sure,
field.
yeah.
Because
I agree with you in that regard.
Yeah.
Like, it was a fun trailer. It was high octane. It did get me kind of like amped up and, oh boy, this is going to be so good. But at the same time, like, I keep going back to the original point. We don't really know what it's going to be about. And as you say, the dynamic between the two characters, yes, this very much is a character piece, and we see how they both get along and don't get along. They really don't like each other at the end of the day, but they're forced to work together because for whatever reason they kind of have to. We just aren't given any reasons.
Yeah.
I don't want that to be the basis of the show. I don't want that to be the premise of, hey, they have to get along, so here's their adventures, getting along. I don't want to see that.
Yeah, I don't think that is the premise. I think that's the introduction.
Yeah,
you know
I get it. I just
like,
I want, from a trailer,
yeah.
I want to know, what is the show about? We didn't get really any sense of that. We know that Zemo is on some kind of a revenge mission. We know that there's a group of people with masks with a red hand, plaster, like a hand paint of like whatever on their masks. To which I speculate a little bit. Is that the introduction of the hand in the MCU?
Oh,
I don't know.
Oh yeah, because we saw the hand in Netflix, but
it could be the hand. I mean, like, who else are those? There was a shot early on in the trailer of Shanghai.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Like, if we're gonna go to Shanghai, does that mean that Shanghai is gonna come back with us? And in the form of the hand, maybe? I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I like the trailer. As you said, it was fun and everything. But ultimately, I just think that I'm going into watching the show knowing that the beginning of the show is going to be about their relationship until there is that turning point or that rising action or even just the climax of the whole series. I mean, I went into not to get too ahead of myself, but I went into watching WandaVision because I wanted to see how the two of them are in this situation together. And I knew there were a lot of people that were like, well, what's actually going to happen in the show? And I'm like, just enjoy it. But that's just me. I mean, I really like the surprises.
I enjoy the surprises too, but the big question for you guys is what did you think of the official trailer of Falcon and the Winter Soldier? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Are you somewhere in between? Did you want a little bit more from it like me, or were you completely satiated? More like Carter O'Brien Ford. Jump on down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. All right, guys, moving on to our next bit of news today. It's not so much news as it is, oh boy, episode 5 of WandaVision. Oh, man. I had a lot of heart attack moments throughout this episode. Like this is one of those episodes that I'm glad it was 41 minutes in length. I wish it was closer to an hour in length. I just wanted more. I just want more. I want more. Carter, you just finished your point about Falcon and Winter Soldier, comparing it to WandaVision, and how we need to just kind of like sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride, because this is a ride with a lot of twists and turns that we're not predicting, that we're not anticipating. And even though we saw, like, you can see, like, here in the still photo, Wanda and Vision kind of flying through the air in this kind of like face-off, square down kind of thing against each other. We got to see this moment in episode 5. You guys, if you clicked on this video, if you're just tuning in right now, this will be a spoiler chat for the next few minutes about WandaVision. So consider yourselves warned. Spoilers ahead for episode 5 of WandaVision. That being said, Carter, I feel like every episode of this I love more and more and more. I was one of those people that I saw episode 1 and was like, yeah, I'm in. Cool. Give me episode 2. Episode 2 was better than 1. Episode 3 was better than 2. 4 was better than 3. 5 is now, in my opinion, better than 4. I'm just psyched. I'm psyched. I loved all of the implications for Evan Peters joining the cast of, not just the cast, but coming into the MCU. What does that mean? Is that the real Quicksilver from the X-Men universe, or is that an imposter? Is he from a different world, a different corner of the multiverse? Who knows? Answers may be revealed next week. We'll just have to wait and see. Carter, what are your thoughts? What are your breaks down episode 5 of WandaVision?
I'm enjoying it so much. And one of the things I remember I think by like episode 3-ish, I was like, okay, I love the exploration of, the sitcoms through the decades and everything. But at this point, I kind of want more explanation of what is happening, right? Then we got it, right? And then we start off with episode 5, and I got to tell you, about 15 minutes in of, talking about the seriousness of what's going on, I was like, can we just get back to watching Full House / Roseanne, WandaVision? Like, and I really just wanted like, because I was like, I really like that intro, and I want Full House, Roseanne, WandaVision right now. But I thought it was so cool. I was about to, can I say their superhero names, the kids? Because I can't remember. What is it, Billy?
Billy and Tommy, respectively,
yeah, because I knew their names.
Speed. Yeah.
Wiccan and Speed. Yeah, I knew that, but I couldn't remember But them growing up, I thought was cool, because I was like, oh, okay, yeah, we're getting Young Avengers quicker than we all thought, if we are going to get it, And yeah, no, dude, I really enjoyed it. And then I also just enjoy people talking about how, this TV show and the end of it is really not just the premise or the basis of multiverse, Spider-Verse in the future, things like that, but also the basis of introducing all the mutants that we want to see in the MCU.
Well, in that, I thought
So
like there was a line when, and again, you guys, I see that there's a few people who just joined us. This is a spoiler chat for WandaVision, so just want everybody to know. When the dog died, and Catherine Hahn, like there's so many parts of this episode that can be broken down morsel by morsel, and we're gonna talk about this stuff out of order, but when the dog died and Catherine Hahn was so trepidatious about like, Wanda, I'm truly sorry, like I had nothing to do with this. Catherine Hahn's character, I think we can all pretty much agree she's playing the character Agatha Harkness. I think we're pretty much it hasn't been confirmed yet, but I think we all pretty much know, right? So being a witch herself, she is scared of the power of Wanda, which tells us, the audience, Wanda's controlling this whole thing, but also Wanda is so powerful that another sorceress cowers in her presence, and we see evidence of that in kind of like the opening montage, right? Hey, I'm the nosy neighbor coming in. Oh, did I screw up my lines? I'm so sorry. Do you want to take it back from the top? Should we take this from the top? And Wanda was so thrown because her reality was being broken in that moment, and Catherine Hahn's character was acknowledging to her, like, I understand what this is. I am willing to go along with this for the greater good. And so when we go back and see the dog that has died, and see her cowering before Wanda has this moment of like, she realizes she cannot bring the dead back to life. That is not within her power. Vision, she's brought back to life, but he's not human. He's a robot. He's a synthezoid. She can't bring the dog back to life because the dog was living. It is now dead. Nor can she bring back her brother Pietro from the dead because he was human. He was alive. The best thing that she can do is rip a hole in the time-space continuum and open up a portal to another dimension and bring her a different version of her brother into this world from the multiverse. Which I mean, we saw at the very end. Evan Peters as Quicksilver. So there's a lot of implications here. There's a lot of eye-opening moments. Carter, what other aspects of this show made you just slack-jawed?
Well, the moment that Vision really found something out talking to Norm was really interesting to me. And even more interesting when he put him back into it, because that was like kind of the moment where I kind of went back to, that's Vision yet again being, despite being an amazing character, being a robot and going, I have to fix this, but I can't fix it with you being aware and everything. And yeah, I mean, other than that, I mean, I've just really been enjoying Catherine Hahn and the whole thing. I've heard people talk about what character
Agatha Harkness
she is. It's Agatha. I know nothing of that character at all. I've been
doing a little bit of my research here. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I'm the Marvel aficionado, right? I do my research when I hear this, that, and the other. I know Mephisto is also a character that is being rumored to be pulling Scarlet Witch's strings. And also, important to note, Scarlet Witch is not called the Scarlet Witch in this. It's just Wanda Maximoff. Are you sure she doesn't have a funny nickname? Nope. Not a single code name. Not a one. Okay. And I also love that they didn't name her the Scarlet Witch in that moment either. That was beautiful. But I mean, like I said, I'm not the Marvel aficionado. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like I know everything in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. but when I hear something, I will research it. I will look it up. So Agatha Harkness is a sorceress herself. She was in the comics, she's the mentor of the Scarlet Witch. Kind of helped her develop her powers and guide her. Essentially, like, if you want to think of it in terms of like Doc Brown and Marty McFly. Granted, Doc Brown didn't make Marty McFly a scientist, but kind of like in that mentor-ish kind of role, you know, a little bit. They go off and have adventures together, but in that she's teaching Scarlet Witch how to use her powers. And of course, you know, Wanda Maximoff just becomes one of the most powerful beings in the Marvel Comics. Anyway, so, you know, a lot of other stuff there. We know Wonder Man has been teased in behind-the-scenes promos, in poster art, in conceptual art. So is Wonder Man going to be making an appearance at some point in the show? He's very closely tied to the origins of Vision himself, and also Wanda and Vision themselves as well. There's so much here. There's so much here. We know that there's a huge cameo coming, or rather, let me ask you this, Carter. It had been postulated that there's a huge cameo coming, and then last week's episode was Evan Peters showing up. Do you think that was the big major cameo that people were talking about, or do you think there's another cameo yet to come?
Oh, so I think that there probably is another cameo yet to come, but I don't think that it's something that we can be certain of, because I do think that Evan Peters was the one that everyone was talking about. I mean, even I just read last night that do you hear about the voice actor who revealed that
he got fired like a year ago?
Yeah, he got fired. Yeah, he got fired. And they replaced him in the I think it's the either Spanish or Italian
voiceover base,
dubbing of the show. Yeah, the voiceover. Yeah. But I mean, I do think that Pietro was the one that people were talking about. But then even if Pietro wasn't, or Evan Peters, Peter from the X-Men films, wasn't the big cameo, I think no matter what, they were going to use that early entrance to be the big cameo. I mean, I still think that it's going to be like Doctor Strange or even, some other type of family thing. I've seen all the fan art of, Magneto with Pietro and Wanda and the mother, I think. I forget the character's name.
Mystique. Was it Mystique? No. Sorry, I'm thinking of Rogue.
Mystique.
Sorry.
No.
I don't remember.
No, it's a different. I don't remember. I know what she looks like, and I forget what her powers are too. But I've seen her I've read her in a couple comics. Yeah, but I've seen that whole. People think that all four of them are going to be in it, and it might be because the mother's never been in any X-Men film or any MCU thing, and then you only have Ian McKellen or I forget the other guy.
Oh, Ian McKellen was Magneto. Patrick Stewart, Professor X. Oh, you're talking about Michael Fassbender.
Other Magneto is what I'm saying. Yeah, Michael Fassbender. So yeah. I'm just waiting for what seems to be really fun, and I don't know. I really hope that this is the real introduction to mutants, so mutants can just become more. I mean, also I've read that this might be the introduction to Fantastic Four.
I've read from episode 4.
I feel like they might find a cleverer way.
It's possible,
to do
but
that,
also,
in my opinion.
I mean, there's everything is rife with possibilities. What's so exciting about this right now is that everything is a possibility. No option is off the table because especially with the emergence of Evan Peters, no thing is off the table. The world's our oyster at this point. Anyway, guys, question is for you. What did you think of episode 5 of WandaVision? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Are you somewhere in between? Did some of these big reveals just shock you to death, like me? I totally thought, before Evan Peters turned around, or before the camera turned to the other side of Evan Peters, I actually thought it was Aaron Taylor Johnson for a second. I totally did. It totally got me. and just the implications of all that. I love it. I can't wait for more. But what are your thoughts? Like I said, jump on down to the comment section below and let me know what those are. All right, guys, on the docket, we have one more thing to talk about, and unfortunately, we don't quite have time to do it today, so that will get rolled over to tomorrow's show. So if you clicked on this video expecting to hear a little something extra Disney-related, you're going to have to wait until tomorrow. We have one comment from our live chat, and just out of pure formality, we're just going to do the live question intro.
Alive! It's alive! Alive!
All right, guys, we have exactly one comment, which is, I feel like this is a waste of time. And when I read the comment, you'll understand why. Our one
Is the comment your sound quality is a little off?
Oh, that would be better. That would be better. Our one and only comment today is from a very good friend of mine, Karen Altis. Karen, how are you? And Karen says, "Hi, Mike."
I'm gonna go comment your sound quality is off.
Hi, Karen.
That's great.
So, just out of formality, Carter.
Hi, Karen.
Carter, thank you so much for being on the show today. Thanks for bringing your expertise and your special insight and wisdom into all the things that we're talking about. Where can people find you online, and what projects do you have coming up you want to plug?
Yeah, so I'm still working on some solo shows, so you'll see, what live things I might be doing in the future. But you can just follow me on Instagram at CFordO, which might be what confuses Mike so much, since I go letter C, Ford, and then the letter O. Who really knows? I have a Snapchat, and my name is Ratbutt, and everyone hates me for it, but I never use it. So don't go there.
So I will not be putting the link in the description below. Thanks for the
of at Ratbutt. Yeah.
So don't look him up. Do not look up Ratbutt on
Snapchat. Yeah.
On Snapchat. Don't do it. Anyway, guys, if you like this video, click like. If you really like this video, click subscribe. And if you really, really like this video, click share. Because that is exactly what Ratbutt on Snapchat would want you to do. You guys, if you have a question or comment you want to get on the show, hit me up at gottalovethemmovies@gmail.com. And as long as it's family friendly, we can make your comment or question anything movie related or television show related or cosplay related or commercial, really anything you want to talk about, as long as it's within the wheelhouse, family friendly. Send me an email and we'll make it a main topic on the show. All right, guys, thanks so much for joining. I've been your host, Mr. Mike Brown. I'm here all the time. We live in a weird, crazy world where everybody has their own thoughts and opinions, and sometimes those thoughts and opinions clash. So if you have an opportunity to infuse a little bit of kindness in the world, if you have an opportunity to speak kind words to each other, please, I implore you, take those opportunities. As always, in the words of Bill and Ted, be excellent to each other. I'll see you guys tomorrow.